Hi everyone, welcome to Michelle on the Money. We are all about bringing you the latest stories about money in Missouri and Illinois from this week, and also from ways to save and spend money. Plus, we're going to be taking a look at our biggest money headlines. Right now, we are still learning more about that deadly E. coli outbreak that's been linked to McDonald's Quarter Pounder. So take a look at the states here that it's impacting, and you can see Missouri is one of the 10 states reporting illnesses. We know that lawsuits are also starting to file in as well. One person died and at least 50 others are sick. The CDC says everyone with symptoms ate at the fast food chain between September 27th and October 11th. Investigators believe the onions and beef are possible sources. Well, SSM Health's drug take-back drive is underway. This is, of course, a chance to get rid of your old expired medications. You can drop your medications in med-safe containers at any of the participating hospitals on your screen there. The containers will be there throughout Sunday. And also happening this week, St. Louis County Executive Sam Page is weighing in on the Los Angeles Rams' efforts to buy Rams Park in Earth City for just $1. It is valued, by the way, at more than $24 million. The original 1995 relocation deal gave the team the power to purchase the training facility for just $1. Well, the Regional Convention and Sports Complex Authority currently owns that property. The group filed suit against the Rams last Friday, arguing the 2021 settlement with the team means that the Rams no longer have those purchasing rights. Sam Page released a statement supporting the lawsuit, saying this is a fight worth having. We cannot allow a $25 million facility to be turned over for $1 to a guy who has shown time and time again he has no interest in the St. Louis region. Well, speaking of sports, you won't be able to watch any more games on Bally Sports Midwest. Instead, we know that Bally is now officially FanDuel Sports Network Midwest. Diamond Sports owns the group, sold the naming rights to FanDuel to avoid bankruptcy. Now, we can tell you that it's still unclear if Cardinals games will be shown on the network next season. Diamond cut ties with multiple MLB teams earlier this month, so stay tuned. There is a new look in the meantime for downtown St. Louis. 5 on Your Side's Brent Solomon reports on a business boom happening on Wash Avenue that's bringing life back to some old apartments.
A renewed vision for a more vibrant downtown.
So you can walk out the front door here and there's Thai restaurant, there's sushi restaurant, you can go to Rooster for breakfast, you got Bella's for froyo.
And developer Alex Oliver wanted in on the action after building properties in other parts of the city.
So we've been in Central West End, the Bolivar neighborhood, north of Del Mar Loop area. We've done quite a bit in South City over the years.
Now his focus is downtown. Last year, his company acquired the 6-court apartment building here at 10th and Washington. Right now, a $7 million renovation underway, upgrading appliances, amenities, and overall decor. On the first floor, vacant space that will soon welcome more dining options.
That retail activation.
Directly across the street, Buddy's Wine Bar and Bistro just opened up shop last week, housed where the former Mango and Mosaic restaurants once lived.
I've seen it in its ups and downs, and I feel like we're at this renaissance phase where there's a lot about to happen downtown.
Owner Corey James lives and works downtown.
So we're kind of doubling down. We're going all in. Next year should be one of the biggest years for conventions, and we want to be a part of that.
Investment and intention. That's how you make a vision reality.
And the more of those residents move in down here, the more they become customers for these ground floor retail spaces. Those retail spaces make it so more people want to live here and becomes this kind of virtuous cycle.
And that was Brent Solomon reporting there. Oliver Properties says it is eyeing even more projects in the downtown area to step up foot traffic. Well, right now, St. Louis University is cutting down its workforce. The university laid off nearly 24 employees and froze another 130 vacant positions in order to slash costs. The school also plans to cut another $40 million in expenses in the next 2 years. St. Louis University President Fred Pisello said in a statement, quote, "These position eliminations were necessary to fulfill our commitment to reduce the university's expenses by 4% as we seek to balance this year's budget and sustain SLU's long-term financial health. As of today, SLU currently employs 2,600 people full-time. In our Career Central now, plan to attend the first Holly Jolly Holiday Hiring Fair early next week. It is happening on Monday from 9 a.m. to noon. That career fair will take place at 1520 Market Street in the first floor conference room. AOS Staffing, Sodexo, and FedEx are just a few of the companies that are hiring. Also, anyone looking to find a career in law enforcement, police officers are needed right now at Lambert Airport. Now, these are full-time jobs. They pay up to $68,000 a year and come with a hiring bonus and even a commuting allowance. In order to be eligible for the job, you do need to be at least 21 years old, and you have to have your peace officer standards and training certification. Get the 47th Annual Diversity Job Fair St. Louis on your calendar as well. You can meet face-to-face with employers on Wednesday, November 6th, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the North County Rec Complex on Redmond Avenue. A wide range of jobs are available, from information technology to insurance to banking and also to transportation. Now, this event is open to the general public and is absolutely free for people who are looking for jobs. For more information about job openings in our area, you can text the word career to the number on your screen right there, 314-425-5355. In the meantime, a downtown business is going to be closing its doors for good. Billies on Broadway opened last year in the old Beale, off of Old Beale on the Broadway space just south of Busch Stadium. The owners say the current landscape of the restaurant industry has become increasingly challenging for them. In the meantime, we know the Good Sense is opening in the Del Mar Loop. The sandwich shop is right across from the pageant. And the restaurant chain, by the way, started in Kansas City and is known for its super soft bread. A St. Louis staple just opened its third location, Rooster Clayton on Carondelet Plaza, right by the roundabout and kind of that sculpture fountain in Clayton. You can get breakfast or brunch there from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day. Well, whether you're eating out or whether you're eating at home, we are always looking for a good food deal. Our Consumer Report shares a very simple yet often overlooked tool that can save you big time at the grocery store. Here's Mike Bush.
Have you ever found yourself in a grocery store aisle wondering if that giant jar of pickles is a better deal than the smaller one? So how do you choose?
I don't really look at prices.
I just always buy the same size.
That's where unit pricing comes in. It can help you determine whether buying bigger or smaller, name brand or generic, is better.
Unit pricing isn't a new concept, but you'd be surprised how many consumers overlook this basic money-saving tool.
Here's how it works. The unit price is essentially just what it sounds like, the price per unit of an item, whether in ounces, pounds, or any other measurement rather than the total cost. For example, here's the price for this bottle of ketchup, and this is the price you'd pay for a larger size. Comparing unit prices tells you which one is the better deal. Just be sure you're comparing, say, ounces to ounces. If you need help converting items to the same unit, you can search online for a unit pricing calculator to make it easier. Or,
if a unit price isn't listed, simply divide the cost of the item by the number of units.
keep in mind that paying a slightly higher unit price for a smaller size might sometimes be more economical if it's an item you don't use often and will end up throwing away.
Unit pricing helps you see beyond the price on the tag to know the actual cost of your purchases.
Bottom line, a little label and price tag sleuthing, along with some simple math, can really add up and give your household budget some much-needed relief. For Consumer Reports, Mike Bush, 5 on your side.
Simple math. There you go. Since we are all about bringing you ways to save money, here's the latest on holiday sales happening at Target right now. We know that the retail giant is slashing prices on thousands of home goods, beauty products, toys, and foods. In fact, some prices have already dropped, and the discounting will continue through December. This is the second time this year Target has cut prices in an attempt to lure in inflation-weary shoppers. Now, if you're headed to the airport this holiday season, you can actually anticipate fewer travelers. According to a survey by Bankrate, more than 80% of holiday travelers actually say that they're changing their plans because of inflation. The survey also found that nearly a third of people plan on traveling fewer days. The same amount are picking less expensive accommodations and places, and then more than a quarter of folks are actually driving instead of flying. Another quarter are choosing cheaper activities. Well, right now, St. Louis Lambert International Airport is planning a redevelopment project in an abandoned neighborhood in Bridgeton. Now, thousands of homes in the Carolton subdivision were actually raised about 20 years ago to make room for this expansion. The airport wants to redevelop some of that land just west of the W1W runway, which is near 270 and 370. Our Laura Barcheski spoke to Carolton residents who tell us more about how they feel about the expansion.
Behind the gates, the large trees and overgrown grass lies the remains of what was once a bustling Bridgeton neighborhood, Carolton. Meet former resident Mary Kendall.
My mom and dad were original builders over on DuPage. We loved our area. I mean, I grew up as a kid. I moved my kids back here.
It's right next to St. Louis Lambert International Airport and was bought by the airport for expansion and as part of a noise abatement program. Kendall says she'd hear a plane almost every 10 minutes.
And there's another airplane.
Desi Shonoweiss also grew up there and watched her mom struggle with the buyout in 2006.
She was living amongst vacant houses and vacant lots, and it went from being a, pretty safe neighborhood to really feeling very unsafe and insecure.
And now it's gotten worse. The area is a dumping ground full of trash, most of which you can't even see from the road.
People fly into St. Louis. This is their introduction. I've been on flights before where people look down and went, oh man, that place is creepy, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I used to live there.
Another problem, it's contaminated by radioactive waste and other materials because it's right next to Westlake landfill, hurting many of the former residents.
We're over 1,000 people who have gotten cancer or died of cancer. That's too many.
Now the airport wants to lease out plots of the neighborhood for commercial redevelopment like office space, cargo handling, or manufacturing, to name a few. Kendall says in its current state, more people might get sick.
Nothing should be done on this area until Westlake is cleaned up. They're going to be disturbing the soil during the cleanup.
Shonoweiss says she'd really like to see change and has been writing a book documenting the neighborhood's history.
Any kind of development at this point is better than just sort of leaving things in the decay that it's in.
Laura Barcheski, 5 on your side.
All right, well, we are technically in fall right now, and even though it hasn't been too chilly outside, Steinberg skating rink is already getting ready for the winter season. The largest outdoor ice skating rink in the Midwest posted to social media earlier this week saying the countdown is on. Opening day, by the way, is November 15th. This week, a St. Louis Super Bowl champ is reminding us it is time to warm up again. Kurt and Brenda Warner's annual Warner's Warm Up kicked off on Monday. That means that you can now donate new or gently used coats at one of 128 drop boxes in the St. Louis area. The event has collected and given out 300,000 coats to kids in need. 5 on Your Side and Operation Food Search are teaming up with the Warners this year to help keep kids warm this winter.
Look After Hair, Lion's Choice, credit unions, police stations. I mean, we got, as I mentioned, 100 drop-off locations all over the place. So there's one close to really anybody in this area. And then Operation Food Search does a great job of taking them, separating them all and distributing them to the different places and shelters that we work with.
Love it. Well, the collection runs until November 3rd, and you can find a link to Warner's website featuring a map of drop-off locations in this story on ksdk.com. All right, check this out, everybody. Chick-fil-A is rolling out a brand new entertainment app. Yeah, Chick-fil-A Play will be available in the App Store starting on November 18th. This is a streaming service, and it will feature original animated shows, games, podcasts, and ebooks. Then there's also a brand new tool that we want to tell you about that could make your Halloween kind of a better experience. Instacart is helping trick-or-treaters pick the very best neighborhoods to hit on Halloween night. The online grocery delivery service put together an interactive map giving each zip code a scare score. Now, the scare score is based off sales of candy, costumes, and decorations. And then the brighter the orange on the map, the more Halloween spirit. I'm looking to find my neighborhood. Is it on there? Is yours? Wow, pretty cool. Well, that does it for our top consumer stories of the week. Thanks so much for joining us for Michelle on the Money. We're going to see you again next weekend right here on the 5+ app.